Hello, this is Cryptolyze. I hope you are well. This Wednesday, February 7, 2024. We meet today to talk about Atom, the crypto of Cosmos. So as usual, we're going to split this video into two parts. A fundamental part, we are going to come back to Cosmos, to its news. Because yes, there is still some. Not even bad. On the usefulness of Atom in Cosmos. You will also see that there are quite a few things to know. And then we will go to the technical part to project short, medium, long-term on prices, purchase prices, sales prices, and we get started right away. Cosmos is a level 1 blockchain. It is an infrastructure blockchain. Its goal is to build objects to be able to let developers build their own decentralized applications. They build tools for developers, and this is the very principle of an infrastructure blockchain. The particularity of Cosmos is that it is the first to really have built what we call an SDK, a Cosmos SDK, which is a development kit for building your own blockchain. And this is where it is a big difference that we have the Cosmos, which is the representation of the level 1 blockchain which aims to be a decentralized application blockchain, and the Cosmos Hub, which is based on the Cosmos SDK, in which we have a development kit which allows you to build blockchains using the functional bricks of Cosmos, and behind which has more of a vocation to be a form of layer 0 of base layer in which all the blockchains are interfaced through the IBC protocol. So we will come back to this notion of IBC protocol in a few moments, but what is important to note is that that was the old image of the Internet of Blockchain, and there they are really changing. They are in the process of moving on to the construction on the interchain, and it is precisely this notion of IBC that we will come back to later. It is what makes it possible to interface between the different blockchains which are built on the Cosmos SDK. All are interfaceable, and all of them have possible liquidity transfers and possible messages, and it will be very interesting to come back to them. In the meantime, there has been a big improvement. Before we were on costs of 0, 1, and 7 finality. Now we are on a finality which are around 500s. Therefore 0.5, so really very low and still really very, very low fees at 0.1. So we still have a nice improvement. We see that the image has also changed a lot. And the very concept of the Cosmos SDK and the Cosmos Hub is to have a hub in which we will have all the blockchains which will be interfaced to this hub. And they can communicate with each other. This is the big strength, in fact, of Cosmos. It is this interchain. It is this capacity through the IBC protocol. Therefore, this interchain communication to be able to transfer information. And there we see, for example, a representation of the Cosmos ecosystem where we have all the main chains which are interfaced with each other and in which we can have connections and interconnections at the level of the different volumes. So the real strength of Cosmos is its development kit. 2, the community, and 3, the IBC, which allows us to no longer have a blockchain in which we must interface with a bridge to be able to pass liquidity, etc., etc. We have direct access to the IBC natively as soon as we build our blockchain, and therefore I can interface with all the blockchains that are part of this ecosystem. And in particular, we have Celestia, the latest one which has caused a lot of talk about him. We also have Dimension. DIM, which is in the process of launching. But the notion of modularity, which is arriving, and yes, for example, Celestia, offers modularity solutions interfaced with the IBC, and which is really interesting and important. And this is one of the reasons why many blockchains that are EVM compatible are starting to interface with the IBC. Because there is precisely an interest. If we touch the IBC, we have direct access to all the blockchains which are on the Cosmos SDK, and therefore it is very likely to soon see truly permissionless and truly secure bridges that will interface EVMs with the Cosmos SDKs. And at that point, we will really have an ecosystem that will be totally consistent with what currently exists. So Cosmos is powered by Atom. Atom being the crypto of Cosmos, but also of the Cosmos Hub. And we have a diluted market cap, which is around 3 billion, 3.5 billion. We are on a token which is inflationary. We cut inflation in half already on base. The vote to cancel all inflation was refused by the stakers, which is rather classic. But what's going to be really important to see is the use of the Atom. Is it only used for the Cosmos blockchain, or is it used for everything else? Well, we see that in fact there was perhaps a design flaw at the beginning in terms of the Cosmos SDK, because Atom was not used, was not valued. And these are things that are changing. The IBC protocol is based on Cosmos. We have other elements such as shared security where Atom is. used to validate transactions on other blockchains which are connected to the IBC, so we have an interest from Cosmos in using Atom in its center to be able to valorize it. What will be missing for the moment is a burning system, I think, to compensate for inflation. Inflation is obligatory to have a layer of security, but we should have a burning system alongside. Ethereum, in which we have a form of bearish pressure, which comes in to really value Atom. And precisely, speaking of valuation, what will be interesting is to see how prices behave during this bear market period and also during this pre-acceleration period that we experienced in 2023, beginning and end 2023. Purely technically, we see that we have finished a big wave 1 Elliotist with a very good distribution in BC, Arkansas, ST, SO. So right now we are in the sign of weakness. We are in the great Heliotist water wave of retracement and in this sign of weakness. We have a new accumulation of Wickoff which is in place with here an SC, Arkansas, and ST, and we have here a second very powerful ST in which we did not take liquidity, but we made an ST. What is interesting to see is that Cosmos has a big valuation on 2022. And since 2023, in fact, has not marked a higher, it has been completely underperforming the market for almost a year and a half, because we know that we have weaknesses around Cosmos. Because, in this case, we know that it is a very good technology. But what is the role of Atom, once again, in this technology? And that's where it's interesting, and that's where it can have a fundamental shift. On the other hand, technically, we are still in a very good accumulation, which has not broken for the moment, but which is waiting for a break. So far, we still haven't broken a low, okay? Understand that the one that was carried out by Celsius in June 2022 was not broken, despite what happened on FTX, despite the continuity of the pressures that are being exerted on the electricity market. Rather, Atom still holds, and that's really one of the strengths, and that's why the accumulation is very strong. Don't forget that the longer the accumulation, the more important and interesting the exit movement will be, and therefore we will have a movement which will certainly be very powerful. The question we will have to ask ourselves is whether we are going to look for liquidity below, make an STB to take liquidity from this accumulation to start again, rise, or are we just going to retest there and then print a new high? In any case, what is certain is that Atom will have an important role in the next bull run, if only through the ecosystem that has developed around the Cosmos hub, such as Injective, like Celestia. We still have big names who have arrived and who cannibalize part of the value of the Cosmos hub. But Atom has a value linked to the different exchanges which are carried out above, so obviously we will have a long-term valuation. Besides, I plan to offer you a Cosmos top in the near future because there are still a lot of blockchains that are very interesting. You really have to follow this ecosystem which is different from the EVM ecosystem. What can we set as a target at the Atom level? Already the advantage is that Atom has not outperformed the market for the moment, so we are still in a phase of accumulation. We have not left this accumulation phase, and therefore we are still in this big wave 2, and what we are waiting for is a big impulsive wave 3. So a wave 1, 2, 3 Heliotists, classic target 1618. When we look at the extension that we had with the retracement, we would go to an Atom in the surrounding area of 75-76 at the end of a bull run. We have good prospects, especially if we are ever going to do a retest in the 6 zones. We will have to monitor that and smooth out our entry price. In any case, it is a classic accumulation zone. And if you want to stay informed, you have the newsletter which is free, weekly, available in comments and descriptions. You will find the news in 5 minutes, technical analysis, nuggets, everything to be able to have all the information once a week. It's in comments and descriptions. And we will meet again very soon for a new video.